Ladies and gentlemen, welcome in to another live stream Friday night, 10 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. The Trump coin, would a Trump launch another coin? I would know about that if he launched another coin. Trump with a crypto statue, the Bitcoin statue. Trump is on the silver dollar. Should Trump pardon Diddy? Absolutely not. Guys, like the stream. Like the stream. I need my daily bonus. Did you see Diddy got sentenced to 4 years? Yeah, it's an entire protected class with that. They said it's a light sentence and there's no one else. They're saying no one else is involved. There's all these parties with all these people. It's a joke. Did you see Nick Sorter arrest? Yeah, he got arrested. They keep arresting, apparently, the reporters. They're arresting the reporters, but not Antifa. This comes after Antifa gets declared a terrorist organization. How's the bull run? It's shaping up. It certainly is shaping up. I've been seeing some really big buys into some big meme coins. You can sense that it's a very bullish time in crypto. You can. Thoughts on the shutdown so far? I mean, it's probably going to go on until next week, maybe even. Look, the Democrats, I think, are going to have to cave in at some point. The Republicans have too much leverage. The Dems are the ones that are voting against this, so it's like the Republicans either cave in and give the Dems what they want, which is the healthcare shit, or they don't. But the Dems are trying to make it like, well, they've got Congress, so it's their fault. But I think people are smarter than that. Big news today: Hamas agrees to free hostages. Diddy sentenced. Hegseth fires Navy chief of staff. Nick Sorter arrested. All the top government shut down. Yeah, the Hamas thing, that's a good development. We'll see if that leads to some type of, I think that's what needed to be done to, Trump has the 20-point peace plan, so it looks like that's potentially going to be in the works. It'd be big for Trump. It certainly would be, and it's not Israel getting any land. They're not annexing any land under that deal. So I think that's a good deal, and it looks like there's some cooperation possibly for it. Trump is going to a military parade Sunday. Hopefully, it's better than the one we had in June. I don't know about a military parade. A United States military parade? Alberta independence movement activists in talks with administration officials. Officials say the White House would recognize a vote for Albertan independence. We'll have to look that up, and maybe I'll do a video on that if there's any actual news on it. Why would anyone want illegals to get free healthcare? Well, it's the entire psyop. Republicans say they want them to get free healthcare. Liberals say no, that's not what we want. But they obviously want extended coverage and the emergency coverage. It does include it does include the illegals. This was already negotiated out. They want it back in because they think they have leverage over Republicans because of the filibuster. They think they can keep things shut down, and Republicans have to cave into their demands, even though they have the minority. When did you go on Candace Owens? When do you? Oh yeah, I never went on Candace Owens' show. Thoughts on Bondi? Well, I mean, it's been a rough time for her. It's been a rough time. Told you it was a good deal with the Hamas deal. Look, that's great if they can actually work something out and Israel gets no actual land. They're going to talk about Greater Israel. Israel is getting no land in this deal. So let's be real. Now, maybe in the future we'll have to see, but there's going to have to be an investment anyways to rebuild Gaza, and apparently the Palestinians are going to be able to remain at least with the framework of this deal in Gaza. Thoughts on the Saudi Arabian comedy bash with Bill Burr and Dave Chaplin? Don't know a lot about it. You know, Tim Dillon talked shit before he went and got uninvited. Yeah, I think it's terrible. I mean, the Saudis are doing that with everything. How about the North American sports, golf, the Live LEV or whatever golf? You have college football is in talks now with the Saudis. You've got the NFL. They're trying to get into everything, and it's just like they're trying to intertwine within North American culture and really the United States culture. And so the comedy stuff doesn't surprise me. I'm sure they got paid a ton of money to do that. Goes without saying. Go to a haunted house and vlog it. That would be a fun time. We should have the same relationship with Alberta that we have with Israel, just not as exploitative, exploitive and one-sided. Um, I mean, yeah, Alberta makes more sense because of their location. Obviously, Israel is more the influence they have in the United States. The influence Jewish people have in the U.S. is significantly higher than Canadians, and especially Albertans in the U.S. So that's kind of your answer. I know the proximity to Alberta and how much oil they have is very intriguing. Theo Vaughn cries a lot. Yeah, I remember seeing that. That video was pretty crazy of Theo Vaughn. He's basically worried that liberals were gonna harm him because of that immigration video. Tim Dillon said he was offered like 400K to the Saudi thing, got uninvited for bragging about it. It seems low, honestly, for a top of the line comedian from the Saudis. I thought it would be over a million or at least around a million. Thoughts on the cancel Netflix movement? I think Netflix is too big to fail at this point. I think the stuff that they show with the kids and the trans, I think it's horrible. But they've already got too many people intertwined with those subscriptions, and they recently cracked down on the subscription sharing. So even if they take a hit in terms of some people canceling it, I mean, we'll see. People are saying it's a little bit different now. Like the culture war has been won by Republicans, but Netflix to me is a different beast entirely. Any info on the take ports and airfield quote on Venezuela's wondering about the context? The thing I saw didn't give it. The only thing I saw about Venezuela today was Alex Jones in a headline saying Trump announces the U.S. will invade Venezuela. Then I knew it was real. I'm just joking. Alex always has headlines like that. BTC holding over 200, 122K just in time to short it. No, BTC is it's gonna have a euphoria. It's gonna have a euphoria. There's too much money in the market. There's too many. There's too bullish. It's too bullish right now. It's gonna have a major run, maybe to 170 or 180. Yeah, apparently Portland PD is uh is arresting reporters and not Antifa. That's just great. You see the Antifa clip? The dude dressed up in a fucking frog costume. Dude's dressed up. Homie's dressed up in a frog costume. Then he gets maced. They spray into the vent. Spray into the vent. Spray into the vent. Is that on here? Trump gets a cryptocurrency named after him. Ethereum rebrands to Trump ETH. Are these a collector's edition? This is a collector item. Is Antifa actually a threat in Portland, or did Trump send troops there to agitate Portland for clips? No, because they're doing deportations now, and the Antifa people are assaulting ICE agents. You can't have that. That's obstruction. That's threats of violence. It's illegal. And so you have to protect them. God knows the Portland mayor won't. You tried to get your dad to buy Bitcoin when it was 16K, but he's a boomer. He probably wants to buy it now. That's the issue with people. Now he thinks it's a good time to buy at 122, but at 16, you could have got a nice little 7 or 8x off of that, right? 16 to 122. GoFundMe for Antifa Frog, really? To get a new inflatable costume. He got maced in his butthole. They were like, find the vent, find the vent. And then he's like, fuck you. He gets to smell it in his ventilation shaft. Portland PD are cucked. Yeah, it's liberal PD. They're taking their marching orders from the mayor and from the liberal government there. Hope you have a great stream tonight. I've got to go. Thank you. I appreciate that. You tried to talk your dad into setting up a crypto mining rig when Bitcoin was $180. Forget mining, just buy it at that point. But it was very profitable to mine. What was that, 2013, 2014? Dude, the days of a normal person mining went away probably after the halving in 2020. That's when it became too competitive for a normal person to have a mining rig. You could still mine in like the late 2010s, but after and then obviously the more recent halving in 24, it's impossible to mine and make any money. You know, it's the hardest. I just saw a statistic or a analytical number. The hardest it's ever been to mine, which makes sense because the supply is, you know, the halving makes it, the block rewards less, but also the competitiveness of it. You're gonna be me for Halloween? Well, good luck. Thoughts on the Portland trans orgy near the ICE building? I hate humanity. I don't know anything about that. That sounds pretty par for the course for them. Did you see TikTok ban the juice emoji for being anti-Semitic? Yeah, I heard about that. That was one of the first things they did with Larry Ellison. Larry Ellison's gonna buy another quarterback, like remember Bryce Underwood? Now Larry Ellison has to buy. He's got to buy TikTok, and so it's very clear what's going on there. Because TikTok is extremely anti-Israel, extremely. They're gonna curate it. They're gonna moderate it. It's obvious. All right, we get the emoji, man, but it's like, you know, I'm trying to read the chat. I don't need to deal with the spam. I let you do the emoji, the juice box. I get it, but it's like I don't need the spam every 3 seconds. Thoughts on the Nick Shirley Portland laser clip? I think the entire thing it's just a mess. It really is. I mean, it's just protesters that are, they think they can just break the law because that's really what the Charlie Kirk killing said. You know, they think they can just assault people and break the law as long as they call them fascist or Nazis or whatever. And so there's a huge issue in the country. Did you see Libs cry about the meme? Well, there's like a meme war going on. They're trying to hit back at Trump. I saw a meme of Vance.
Desert tipped $7.99 through Super Chat. Zionists are losing the narrative. The damage is done.
Yeah, you're not putting I was gonna you're not putting the juice back in the juice box. You're not putting the toothpaste back in the bottle with this. Yeah, the text to speech I guess is back. Yeah, that's an NPC Ozzy female voice. You're right. Just start arresting these people for obstruction.
Step in! Step back! Get off the sidewalk! Move back! Why is it on the trail? Fucking Nazi! You gotta move back! Step back! One step! Step back! One step!
I'm not sure what they're protesting. They're protesting the removal of illegal immigrants. It's just like you're protesting something that democracy in the United States voted for. Doesn't make any sense. Your 13-year-old brother is bigger than the female officer. Well, that's another thing that doesn't make sense. Female police officers that physically are serving on the streets and in the line of it's not necessary. How come Steve Bannon wants to run for president? Because everyone wants to have a legacy. He thinks he has. I don't think Steve Bannon has a chance to win, but I think Steve Bannon probably would love to get his name out there and debate a little bit. But I think it's going to be very tough for someone like Steve Bannon. Sorry, but women should not be cops. Well, there's so many examples of it, of them getting bodied by male suspects. It's a big problem. They just get thrown down or they get pushed away. It's a demanding job. So there's something called biology. Men have bigger bone density. They're on average much taller. They weigh more. And so when you're talking about a physical job where you have to subdue large men, I mean, ideally you should be in shape. I know there's also a lot of fat cops and that's an issue, but you mean army clip? If we were at war with China and they put all their women in the army, we'd want to do the same. But that's a ridiculous hypothetical. That doesn't even make sense. Well, if they put all their women in I mean, they would outnumber us if you're just talking about we would want all of our women in the military. I mean, for maybe support roles if it's all hands on deck, but that's not even how a war would be waged against China. It's drone warfare, it's nuclear weapons, it's precision airstrikes. It's not waged through fucking sheer manpower against like fought where exactly. Now that would not that's not how it would work, and that doesn't even make sense. I mean, you're talking about an unrealistic hypothetical. We're talking about normal standards of the army and military and police force, these physically demanding jobs. Dogecoin price prediction, I'd say about $1. It's about a 4.5x, 5x maybe. Is Doge at 20 cents right now? I mean, Doge is ridiculously high in market cap. Originally, I thought it could hit $2 this cycle. I don't think so.
Desert tipped $7.99 through Super Chat. Did Bubba, who's 6 feet 5 inches from Minnesota, could take on all women in China, get real?
Yeah, I mean, women in support roles, maybe. You know, they did help in World War II with the support and in factories, things like that. But it's just not even a good hypothetical. It's a fundamentally bad hypothetical. Doesn't even make sense because, like, they have 4 times the population, so if it's all hands on deck in terms of sheer manpower, they would already beat us anyways. Why does Cash still have a job? I mean, the entire there is good continuity within the cabinet. There's been nobody that's been removed or resigned. Although people want Bondi and Patel. People don't like Patel because there's been a few mistakes. Well, I guess you blame him for the Epstein stuff, but outside of that, there's been a few mistakes. Late stream, bro. I've done late streams, but I normally do later streams on Saturday. And mistakes are who, Patel? I thought when they announced that they caught the suspect and turns out they didn't. That's the type of stuff that shouldn't happen with the FBI director, man. FBI is outraged ICE agents will be at the Super Bowl during Puerto Rican Bad Bunny's halftime performance. I guess Bad Bunny drives up there's gonna be illegals going to the fucking Super Bowl, really? I mean, what are we even talking about? Have you checked the White House latest X posts? No. Dems have no idea how to fight Republicans on the realm of the internet. Yeah, it is true. And now they're trying to do the Vance couch meme again. I saw there's a bit of a meme war going on, and some of the Vance stuff they've been tweeting out is actually like it's helping him because Republicans kind of embrace the Vance stuff, you know, with the hair and the fat body, the round shape. Did you see RFK sneeze during press conference? Trump's reaction was pretty funny. No, I didn't see it. Democrats are going to. Oh, got deleted. Would still have preferred Kane as VP. Kane from WWE. Yeah, I think what is he? He's maybe a district appointee in Tennessee, maybe.
We told you earlier this week about the NFL's big announcement that Puerto Rican superstar Bad Bunny is the headliner.
But, like, seriously, this superstar stuff, like, Americans don't know who this dude is. Like, come on with this. I mean, this is obviously the international bullshit. The NFL is obsessed with international money. That's why this is happening. Don't give us he's this big superstar. Not in the United States. This is a no-name.
For this year's Super Bowl halftime show. It's in February. Since that announcement, the reaction from MAGA and the Trump administration has been as predictable as it has been disturbing. Trump loyalist and now a top DHS government official, Corey Lewandowski, is threatening to send ICE agents to the Super Bowl to, quote, find, apprehend, and deport people at the Super Bowl. This isn't just an outrageous and wildly disturbing thing to say for someone who is paid by the American taxpayer, but it's also a rather predictable response to what
Is this serious fake crying?
Is really an obvious choice in global superstar Bad Bunny to be the headliner at the Super Bowl halftime show. It's exactly why Bad Bunny has already stopped performing in the mainland U.S., with the Super Bowl being the one and only exception he's making. He's concerned that ICE would target his fans outside his concerts. Our next guest...
So he has a bunch of illegal fans?
Writes in the Bulwark what Bad Bunny does next, this time with an audience of 100 million plus people watching, could be explosive. Adrian Karonsky, I botched that, you're going to have to correct me, writes this, quote, Carrasquillo writes, the MAGA acolytes are right to be worried about one thing. Bad Bunny, who is fresh off a record-breaking 31-show tour in Puerto Rico, does what he wants. Quote, to put it succinctly, there is no other artist like him, which is why I feel confident predicting that come sometime in the evening of Sunday, February 8th, 2026, Donald Trump should get ready for the most high-profile protest of his presidency so far. Whew, that's one heck of a tease. Joining our coverage, writer of the Bulwark.
Oh, wait, so he's saying that he's going to do, like, the anti-Trump songs? Oh, my... Dude, the NFL is such a joke. Wouldn't you want to just keep that out of it? Like, and then they hire someone to do their halftime show that's an immigrant who apparently all of his supporters are illegals. That's why he can't do concerts in the United States, because all his fucking supporters are illegal. Don't you think that's an issue, man? If you can't do concerts in the United States because all your supporters are illegal and they'll get arrested if they go to your concert. It would be funny for him to get deported. What if they deported him right when he started singing? Dude, that would be... Maybe that's the plan. Maybe that's the plan, and then we can hear him cry about how ICE is so bad and you can't deport people. It's just deport them. We've heard enough. We've heard enough. You're a grown-ass man named Bad Bunny. Get the fuck out of our country. You're a grown-ass man, and your name is Bad Bunny. I mean, what is this? You just hear police sirens come in. And he's like, he becomes like Luigi. This is again, you can't do this. You can't do this. Remember when Luigi, the dude that killed the healthcare, he started crying when he got arrested, or when he was in the cop car? He was like, I have my rights. Shut the fuck up. President Trump demands Israel stop bombing Gaza so they can get hostages out. They're still... No, that's not good, but that is Israel for you. You literally only remember this dude because he was in Happy Gilmore 2. Well, I never saw Happy Gilmore 2, so... Bad Bunny was in Happy Gilmore 2. They did bring on a lot of... they said they brought on a lot of random celebrities, so... Didn't they have Beyonce and Taylor Swift play before? I know did Beyonce played. I don't know if Taylor Swift did a halftime show or not. Probably she did, but maybe a while ago. Becky Lynch from WWE, she was in it. It was a cash grab. Happy Gilmore too. Yeah, it seemed like a cash grab, honestly. More, I swear this has happened like 5 times already. I thought they already did this. Supreme Court greenlights President Trump removing deportation protections from hundreds of thousands of Venezuelan migrants. Maybe this is more of the migrants now or something. This was Biden's plan to bring in Venezuelans, Haitians, Nicaraguans. Oh. Over under how long Taylor Swift's marriage lasts. Probably like a year and a half, and then she'll make money off of an album about a breakup about it. It's all the same shit. Sabrina Carpenter. Sabrina Carpenter is, you know, I thought I saw something where she is a liberal. She's like the opposite of Sydney Sweeney. Thoughts on the new $1 Trump coin? It's a collector's item. I'll be getting one framed. No, I don't know. What is it? A silver dollar? It's actual currency. Trump said he wants his name on the $2 bill or the maybe create another currency, the $3 bill. Think Hamas will agree by Sunday? I have no clue. I mean, it seems like if the I mean, it's obviously moving in the right direction if the hostages are being exchanged, if the hostages are being given back. So it has to be moving in the right direction to a degree. That's a serious leverage loss if that's true. How else can we take it other than there's going to be some type of agreement, hopefully. Buy a Trump phone and make an unboxing review of it. I don't think it would go very well if I did that because it's a crappy phone that's marked up significantly in terms of price. I mean, if I did it, I'd probably be like, "Oh, this thing's kind of a piece of shit." I'll be honest. I mean, if somebody, I'm not gonna buy it for whatever it is, $400. I'll buy a Solana phone, but I'm not gonna buy the Trump phone. It's just all made. I think it's not iOS, it's Android. It looked like it was iOS from the photos, but apparently it's Android. Buy the Solana phone. Well, the Solana phone already came out. They actually got the Solana phone 2 now. They do airdrops and stuff. It's crypto phones. Trump Mobile. Should KSI and IShowSpeed perform at halftime? I'm surprised they wouldn't have a bunch of YouTubers perform or something. Your opinion on Trump blowing up ships around Venezuela that might be fishing boats and might be drug boats? I don't know. I think they're drug boats. I mean, a lot of them disguise themselves as fishing boats. That's why they blow them up. They obviously have the green light to do it. The military takes precaution. They find the drug boats and then they eliminate them. When will the 30-day subathon be? That would be impossible for me to do that. That'd be impossible. If I got $100,000, nah, that's just desperation at that point. If I do something like that's really just desperation. You gotta have some self-respect. I start begging for money by staying alive for like 12 hours. Mm-hmm.
4 years behind bars for Sean Diddy Combs. It comes after Diddy pleaded for mercy, stood up and addressed the judge inside the courtroom. In a shaken voice, he apologized to Cassie Ventura. He apologized to that former girlfriend, again known as Jane, and he said he was sorry to all other victims of domestic violence. Diddy called his own behavior disgusting, shameful, and sick, and he said it cost him his career, his reputation, and his family. 4 years.
It would definitely cost him his reputation, that's for sure. Preseason basketball, really? You got to be degen to bet on that. Gemini 3.0. Gemini is releasing a new version of their AI language model. MetaMask launching a token. Dude, this is bad. MetaMask is going to launch a governance token. You figured they should have already done it in like 2020 or 2021. Base is going to launch a governance token. Did you get a Lego Congress Hall set for your birthday? That'd be a hell of a set. Imagine that's like the... I got the Vauxhall, actually. I got the Vauxhall for my birthday. Honestly, no, I didn't get that. It's just what the dome looks like on the one set. Will you play 2K26 with you? Bro, 2K26... What are we talking about? The last 2K I had, the last NBA 2K I had, I think was 2K13, 2K12. I think all the games have gone downhill. Madden has gone downhill, 2K. It's just the same. Call of Duty, you know, they just turn into the same stale versions of themselves with roster updates, basically. Thoughts on the NHL going to Saudi Arabia? I don't know if that's serious or not. I mean, it wouldn't surprise me with what the Saudis are doing. I heard you might get Trump's phone number in 5 of the Trump phones, like Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. They honestly should do something like that. Nah, they wouldn't give the number. But you could have like a dinner with Trump or something, or you could have a you win a dinner with either Eric Trump, Donald Trump, Barron Trump, Don Jr., Melania, and it's just like a raffle to see which one. WNBA going to Saudi. They're all going to Saudi. Give you a one-on-one dinner with Kai Trump. Your opinion on Benny Johnson? He's been hanging out with Kristi Noem lately, constantly making clips about how ICE is badass. Yeah, did you see the clip when they denied her to go to the bathroom? They're like, you're not allowed to go to the bathroom. I mean, come on, dude. Like, seriously? It's like this liberal black guy. He's like, no, you cannot. It's like this male Karen. He's saying you can't go to the bathroom. I mean, come on, man. They're not allowing ICE to go to the bathroom. They're so angry that their voter base is getting deported. They're like, you may not use our bathroom while you're deporting all of our voting base. Have you played the Black Ops 7 beta? I mean, I've seen some of it. I just think it looks the same. It just let me see the time to kill. The time to kill will decide on if the game could be if the game has a reasonable time to kill, like 4 bullet with an SMG, 3 bullet with an AR. Maybe it can be good. Do you think Barron Trump is a mega mama's boy? I mean, that's what people were kind of saying about him. They say he's very quiet, but I mean, I don't know, man. Did you see the truckers from New York had the driver's license in their name as no name given? Yeah, I did see that. Unpopular opinion here. Kai Trump seems awkward. Well, she's 18. I mean, it's not too surprising. This was an elegant photo. This is at Vance's residence. The vice president residence. Trump really smiling. How's the night been? It's been fine, man. Barron Trump is a social media manager for Trump White House. That's my theory. No, no. I mean, they definitely have some. They've got some young kid doing it. That's with all the memes and shit. I mean, it's a strategy. Liberals are implementing that as well. They're obviously not doing as good a job, but they're both trying to do it. It's propaganda on the internet. There's going to be memes. Got any plans for your next Lego set? Yeah, I'm actually in the process of building one. It's a Halloween one. It's a Halloween one. It would probably be like next Friday. It's not nearly as large as the previous one. Take on dating apps. Dating apps no good. Barron Trump is doing everything he can to avoid the media until his grandpa dies and he gets his money. Well, I think Barron. It's a tough situation. Well, I mean, obviously the kid is born into extreme wealth and extreme notoriety, so it's like you're spoiled for sure, but it's also one of those things to where there's something about building yourself up, and obviously he's really not gonna. You're not really doing that with him. He's given, but we'll see with Barron. I mean, it seems like he's just a quiet kid. It's a personality thing. I don't think there's a calculation that he's gonna get the money anyways. It's the Trump family empire. The other sons are gonna get the money too. Barron turned 1 million into 80 million. What was that? Was that in crypto? Dude, honestly, my guess is if that because I did see a report in cryptocurrency. Was that what that was? Yeah, the kid had just made a free trade because he knew Trump was launching the coin. I mean, I'm not trying to hate on him, but it's obvious. I mean, if you have insider info that Trump is launching a coin, and if the coin goes to 73 billion fully diluted, yeah, you could make hundreds of millions of dollars with that information. With what I told you about the Dreamers and DACA program starting again, it would only be Texas that can revoke their work permits. No other state could follow suit. Well, I mean, it's a big issue. You know, there's 55 million people here on visas. That's not we're not including the illegals. So there's 55 million people, many of them temporary visas. Hamas accepts Trump's plan for hostages to be released. So hopefully we move on to. You know what? Let me actually see what this says now. Where is this? Still only a 25% chance. Well, 40% chance by Halloween. October 17th, October 3rd. It's impossible. Yeah, it seems like there's a decent chance by the end of the month. Who knows though? Musk is worth half a trillion now. Yeah, so much of that money. I mean, net worth is kind of funny. You know, it's all tied up in Tesla stock. That's where Musk's net worth fluctuates so much. Isn't it just through Tesla stock going up and going down? Didn't his net worth go down to like 250 billion, and now it's at 500 billion? I mean, inevitably he will be. I mean, unless something crazy happens, he's going to be the world's first trillionaire. Imagine if they grew to a peace deal on October 7th. It would be symbolic. If ceasefire happens in late October, could definitely boost Republicans in Virginia and New Jersey. A little bit, yeah. A little bit. All of Musk's wealth exists from the fact that only SpaceX can get to the space station, and he lies about his self-driving shit. No, that's not true. Tesla makes by far the best self electric vehicle. Even I know even liberals who loathe conservatives say that if you want an electric vehicle, Tesla is so much ahead of everyone else. How long do you think the shutdown lasts? Probably maybe to the middle of the month. But I mean, it could end at any time. It's not. I think it's not going to end this weekend, obviously. So 6th through the 9th, early next week. I don't know. I mean, it just depends. That obviously both sides don't want to blink, but Virginia is the worst state. What BS a governor can. I know. Imagine if Youngkin was running as an. Youngkin would win re-election so easily. I would imagine. That is insane. They're the only state that has that stipulation within the governors. Can't run consecutive. Who has a higher net worth? I think Putin is a few hundred million. I don't know, man. The stuff with that, they say, well, Putin like owns all of Russia or some shit. So they say he's worth whatever Russia's worth, but I don't know, man. I think they over embellish a lot of the net worths of these Saudi princes and people like Putin. I know people say Putin's the richest person or like one of the richest people. It's just not. It's just not public. You have no idea if Dems or Republican will blink. I think Dems will blink. I mean, Republicans, there's no reason. I guess you could say, well, it hurts overall. If you look at some of the polling, people are blaming Republicans for the shutdown. I mean, at least CNN said that, but you don't like socialism or the way leftists criticize capitalism, but it's kind of depressing. We're going to have a trillionaire, yet most young people are struggling to buy a home. Yeah, but that's just based off of compound wealth in a capitalist society. It's just compounding wealth. I mean, if there's no cap, it's just so easy to compound wealth on top of it. I mean, even if you have $1 million versus hundred versus like $1,000, you'd think 1 million versus 100 versus 1,000 is not a big difference, in the grand scheme of things, but it's a huge difference. It's just based on compounding wealth. Didn't Elon Musk, Peter Thiel, and Alex Karp all meet at Stanford University when they co-founded PayPal? It's strange they're all tied together, and Palantir had exclusive CIA contracts too. Yeah, well, I know Musk really wants Vance for sure. Mm-hmm. We have a minimum wage. Should we have a maximum wage? Well, I think this. I think if the money, listen, if we agree that there's going to be no, if we stop immigration, we can make concessions on stuff like that, honestly. But I mean, the problem with doing that is you can't really limit people in terms of a free market how much they can make. But I mean, at a certain point, it does become clownish. It's called taxes. Well, it's something a little bit different. I mean, yeah, he gets taxed to shit for sure, but obviously, his value is still going to be going up. Remember when they had a 90% income tax, so all the rich people stopped producing for the economy? They did have a 90% income tax in the 40s and the 50s. I think JFK was one of the first to lower the 90% or the whatever it was. It was a ridiculous amount. But also, I mean, that's a different world, man. If you're comparing that, it's very hard to compare that. We have much different demographics and in terms of the amount of people that need government assistance versus the 50s. It's insane. So it is a different world to compare that. Can't put a price on job creation. The Waltons and Bezos employ millions of Americans. Well, no, that is true as well. When you make a lot of money in the stock market, you don't sell or you buy a business or build a building and do accelerated depreciation on the building to cover your tax, or you operate at a loss. Well, I mean, there's no actual. I mean, I'm not saying there should be a cap, but you can earn and earn and earn. It's just gonna be taxed to shit. I mean, I'm not talking about buying a building or real estate. Obviously, if Tesla keeps going up, Musk's shares are going to go up. So just one and the same. I'm a doctor on a high tax bracket. Tonight I sit at home. Yeah, I don't know, but I don't know about getting taxed more. I get taxed a lot. I got taxed a lot more. But self-employment stuff, you gotta like get an S corp. What solutions should Trump implement to lower housing prices? Well, I mean, I think they need to make it to where conglomerates like BlackRock can't buy single-family homes. They're gonna have to put a restriction on that. That's an issue. De-immigration is also an issue. It makes it more competitive. But I think, a byproduct is just going to be the housing market cooling down. I don't think it's going to crash, but it'll cool down. Like the stream. Yeah, I think I think it's a $5 TTS. I think the TDS is $5. That's why. Do you have an SEP IRA? It helped lessen the tax blow. I do have mechanisms to lessen the tax blow for sure, but I don't have that now. Do you think there's going to be a new right-wing football league soon? No, absolutely not. No, nothing. There's no other than the NFL and college, but college is just the players before they go to the NFL. You're not going to be able to. They've tried other leagues. It just doesn't work. It doesn't work. It's like minor league baseball doesn't work. This stuff just doesn't work. If it's not the best of the best, people are not going to watch it. It's going to fail. Like the XFL or the CFL. Well, I guess was that the Canadian Football League? I guess the Canadian Football League people watch that sometimes, but like any other so-called professional football league in the United States would get destroyed against the NFL. It's not even close. You have an LLC, you just pay yourself a high salary, then take a loss at the end of the year, write it off against your income. Yeah. SEP IRA lets you contribute up to 70K max or 25% of compensation. Live Golf versus PGA was an interesting. Yeah, I mean, Saudi Arabia is getting so. They're getting their tentacles into the U.S. pro sports scene. They've got a ridiculous amount of money. These people, everyone's got a price. Are major sports leagues not bound by monopoly laws? Well, other sports leagues can exist. They're just going to fail. That's the issue for them. The major sports leagues have they do have such a monopoly just as a byproduct of them being the best. You have no hope for the Northwest, even California, and the Northeast swung to the right by a lot in 2024, while the Northwest barely swung. Yeah, that's right. Oregon really didn't swing at all. I mean, I think every state swung, but Oregon swung very, very little. Washington State barely swung. California, I think, swung by a few points. But yeah, those states are going to be liberal forever. Write off utilities, internet, cell phone, mortgage. Yeah, you can write stuff off. I mean, it helps a little bit, I guess. I'm paying quarterly taxes estimates right now. Washington State, you think was the only state to go further to left? I thought it was Utah or some shit. I actually don't think Washington State went further to the left, but it like didn't move at all. So, like, you could argue because of the just how right everything swung. If it stays, I mean, that's the clear indictment that it's a very liberal state, because that's a good Republican environment. Thoughts on national championship being held in Mecca? National championship of what? College football? Come on. Is the OpenAI valuation at 500 billion overvalued? Well, think about it. Well, I would say no, it's not over. I mean, it's hard to value AI properly right now. It's such a new it's such a new asset class, like AI language models. OpenAI though, I mean, ChatGPT has got to be it is the number one, the most popular language language model in the in the US for sure. 500 billion. I mean, Nvidia's at 4 trillion. Microsoft, Alphabet are at 2.5 trillion, I think. Bitcoin's at 2.5 trillion. AI is so fucking far ahead than people realize. Pretty soon, an AI can parse an entire company's code, figure out what it does, attach itself to it, and maintain for free. Yeah. The advancement of it, you have to be concerned as a human, how fast it's advanced. It's just, there's going to have to be some type of safeguards or something. I mean, are we going to find out the hard way, or is there might be something that happens with AI that probably might slow down the development of it. There might be somebody's going to get spooked by something that AI does.
I, on the other hand, have been very defensive of American Jews. Like I feel like they were bullied, they were harassed. That what's been happening to them on college campuses is a travesty. The ripping down of the hostage posters was absolutely disgusting. Now, I make a distinction there between them and Israel, who I have no obligation to defend, but my fellow Americans who are being subjected to blatant anti-Semitism, yes, every day of the week I've defended them and will continue to. I don't have to defend Israel, and I don't defend Israel. I generally am on Israel's side. I'm certainly not on the side of Hamas, which is a terrorist organization and was absolutely vile and disgusting in that 10/7 attack, and I cried on the air after it happened. But that doesn't mean I don't get to criticize Israel. I think it's gone on too long. And as much as I see that Hamas is great at propaganda, they've been controlling the narrative, the Gaza Ministry of Peace, whatever they put out, those numbers are all lies. And a lot of these photos are lies. And they put out the sickest child that they've made sick. I know what Hamas does, trust me. And I've been covering it. But that doesn't mean that the devastation and destruction can go on forever. And Israel's now taken out Hezbollah. It's decimated Hamas. It had a war with Iran that we almost got dragged into, in more full flower. It's time to wrap it up in this American's view. I am entitled to that opinion, and I will not be shamed out of it by being called an anti-Semite. Now, as for my decision to platform Tucker, too bad, too fucking bad. I love him. We're friends. I don't think he's an anti-Semite.
You don't know how to read Megyn Kelly. Megyn Kelly is she's loyal, so she has friends whose. Yeah, the threshold is $5. President Trump just freed Palestine. Will Dems admit they were wrong? No, we must give DJT another 4 years. Trump forever, MAGA forever. It's always the same. But Megyn Kelly, I think she's pro-Israel, honestly, but she's loyalty to her friends, and her friends are changing their viewpoints, but she's staying loyal to them. That's what I would say. But she still is more of the... She still has more of a normie opinion, I feel like. But I don't know. I don't watch her.
at all. Don't listen to all of Tucker's shows. I don't listen to all your shows. I don't have that many hours in the day.
Broadcasting 17 hours a day.
Yeah, like, seriously. So like I raise my kids.
Our
and I
shows
do my
are
show.
very anti-Semitic sometimes. I don't know.
Well,
we
it's
have
you too.
weak moments.
Yeah, that's
Come
you too.
But I don't really care. I think Tucker's a very important, valuable voice in the national conversation. I'm
on.
thrilled.
Do you think
He has a
Candace? I
platform.
think Candace is
So
apart
I
from Tucker.
don't know
Yeah.
her. I don't really know her that well. Although I will tell you, we recently had a very nice exchange before all this. And I was just reminded in my own head that Candace is a young mom of like 3 young kids. She's under a lot of pressure. She's got a big show. She's been under attack
legal
since she came onto the public airwaves, and she's been under attack constantly. And it's my prerogative if I say to myself, that is not someone I wish to attack. I do not feel that way. I don't want to do it.
Yeah.
And I felt this way. And now that people have made my attacking her the stakes of my relationship with whatever person is saying this, I'm going to have to say goodbye to that person. I won't do it.
I think
Now it's like a point of pride.
Yeah.
It's literally the same thing as the BLM folks trying to make you raise your fist.
I think
the answer is
that's-
no.
Megyn Kelly doesn't want to ruffle any feathers. That's all it is, I think, honestly. Candace Owens is a big liability to the anti-Israel movement at this point. She's delegitimized herself. And so she's delegitimized a lot of this Israel stuff. I mean, everything is Israel's fault. And that's what this Charlie Kirk killing showed. Now, I don't know, Megyn Kelly, I think she just tries to be friends with everyone, honestly. That's the kind of vibe I get from her. Theo Vaughn has joined the Blame Israel for Everything crowd. Right, like, how mainstream is it? It's like pretty much... But, dude, the comedians... You know how I feel about the comedians. The comedians in politics, that's oil and water. That's a joke to listen to any of these comedians try and talk about politics outside of Rogan. And Rogan, honestly, is more of a podcaster than a comedian. MAGA forever, bro. Thank Trump for everything he did. Thank Biden for everything he did for. I love Obama. Dude got paid. Dude got like a 7K. Yeah, that's what they said. $7,000 per positive post on Israel. This is information warfare. Israel is paying influencers $7,000 just to have a positive post. I don't know if it's a video or just a post or a tweet. This is information warfare. It's big stuff. Tim Dillon or Theo, who's more insufferable? I don't know. When they both talk politics, I think Tim Dillon knows a lot more about... Well, I know Tim Dillon knows a lot more about politics than Theo Vaughn, but... Did you see Barry Weiss about to be head of CNN? Yeah, how about that? Oh, that's great. CBS News. Barry Weiss. Believe me or not, on one of her latest shows, Candace Owens linked the Charlie Kirk shooting with bees, with Poland, and with the school shooting that happened the same day. I know, but it's like she does this, and there's so much encouragement from her fans, and so it just keeps going down worse and worse and worse. Remember, she said somebody popped up, dude. I saw a tweet. They were like, they've covered, because there's this like manhole or something. You go down to the sewage, and there's a hole. There's a what do you even call it? It's like a it's like an entryway to underground or whatever, fucking whatever. And they're like, well, the shooter was hiding under there, popped up, and shot Charlie Kirk, and then went back underground like a mole rat. Candace will blame Israel for locking her keys in her car. Dude, she's brain dead. Well, I'm just reacting to Megyn Kelly and what she's saying. Crypto nodes are tax deductible under big. Yeah, I don't have any. Storm drain? No, it's not. It's like it wouldn't. It's not a storm drain because it's solid. It's like a solid covering. No, the trans narrative is still the prevailing narrative that's believed. You're on the internet too much. You literally brag about like stalking Republican pages, dude. You're on the internet too much. Normie people have to know it was a trans shooter or a trans boyfriend. The shooter was dating a trans boyfriend. Do you build your own PCs or buy pre-builds? I mean, I've only really bought one PC that would be considered, potentially elaborate. No, I don't. I don't build my own. They're trying to get away. They're trying to get those drugs to the United States of America. Got him. Precision. Remember the movie Captain Phillips with the pirates with Tom Hanks? Why is the U.S. Navy attacking fishing boats? Those are drug boats. They're carrying copious amounts of drugs. They're going to do bad things to Latin America, the United States. I'm the captain now. I saw that movie in theaters, Captain Phillips. It's a solid movie. It's not a fish. They're not here to fish. They're not here to fish. Yeah, they're not there to fish. Just like the pirates and Captain Phillips, they're not here to fish. Bro, this Tim Waltz stuff. I can't listen to Tim Waltz anymore. It's this clip.
Oh shit.
You're actually fucking stupid.
Who is talking to you? No. Hey, this is the line that they created. Oh shit.
Obstruction. Wait, where's the other one? Get in the vent. Get in the vent. Would Vance get 350 electoral votes against AOC? I don't know. I mean, it's too early for that. Probably. I don't think AOC. I think AOC would be a very bad choice. But they're not dumb enough to go with AOC. I hear a lot of Democrats, a lot of these progressive types absolutely loathe Newsom. They don't want it to be Newsom. But it's like, how else are they going to win? Dude got sprayed in the ass. The fucking frog got violated. If that's a fishing boat or not, they're not here to fish. Will they do the Newsom AOC ticket? I don't think so. I don't think they're going to go with AOC at all. What is this? These are normal liberals.
He's putting it on the ground and he's making it worse. And now he's standing on it.
This is a literal witch.
Standing on it.
A literal witch.
Stand on it.
Dressed the part.
Saving it.
Trying to cast a spell on the United States. Newsom Whitmer. Yeah. Here it is. UFL announces Michigan Panthers, Memphis Showboats. Looks like people are leaving the league. Yeah, like they do this to diss the United States. Everybody wants to move to the United States because of our robust economy. These foreigners trying to diss our like Middle East or our Midwestern cities. It's just weird. It's this weird like fake fucking book because they all, you know, like the entire argument is everybody wants to move to the United States. So what are we really talking about here? Why would you diss the United States? All of the people from your country want to move to the United States. You understand that, right? What's your thoughts on Trump wanting to arrest people for burning the flag? I think it's a tough one. I mean, the thing with the flag, this is the problem. If you bring your own flag and burn it in a public place, you know, should you be arrested in terms of disrespecting the country? Dude, this DGen News account is so annoying. I didn't even see that. Trump had a press conference. Dude is born to fly. That's true. UFL to Oklahoma, inevitable. UFL probably is done, man. I mean, where is the UFL at in terms of ratings? You gotta probably pretty bad. Need you to understand that Elon Musk is a horrifyingly stupid drug addict with both mental illness and personality disorder. You have a disorder. You've got Elon derangement syndrome. You've got a disorder. Elon is very smart. I mean, obviously he does have a drug issue. A lot of people have drug problems. What cities for NFL expansion? I don't think NFL expansion is happening. I mean, it's like, what's the point even? Toronto? I don't see it happening anytime soon. Toronto, San Antonio, Salt Lake City. Washington State raising taxes and minimum wage again. Businesses moving out. That tends to be how it goes. It's a domino. What is their minimum wage going to be? $17? The minimum wage in California is like 25 now. UFL was an epic fail. It's just none of those leagues. Even though they're in the off season, it doesn't matter. They can't compete. They're not going to be able to compete.
Bueno, tenemos al frente 8 barcos de guerra destructores en el Caribe. Nunca se había
This guy literally lost the last election, but just stayed it anyways. That's where Venezuelan like government system is at.
visto eso. 1.200 misiles apuntando a nuestras cabezas. Tienen un submarino nuclear. Y ahora dice que tienen a Puerto Rico. Que en Puerto Rico llegó el jefe del Pentágono. Y la gobernadora de Puerto Rico dijo que Puerto Rico era la base para una operación militar contra Venezuela. Buscan muchas cosas. Primero buscan es el petróleo. No es el narcotráfico, es el petróleo. Venezuela tiene la principal reserva de petróleo del mundo. Tiene la cuarta.
Seattle minimum wage, $20.76. It doesn't surprise me with the inflation. Washington state minimum wage, $16.66. We must continue Trump's immigration policy forever until there is no more non-citizens. Trump 2028, Republican 2032 forever. Well, I agree with you there. I agree with that. I agree with that immigration stance.
Esta reserva de gas que está en todo el Caribe, precisamente donde esta gente mandó la flota. Y Venezuela tiene lo que pudiera ser la primera reserva de oro del mundo, y así por el estilo. Así que el imperio estadounidense se está jugando una carta peligrosa para nuestra región, pero peligrosa para ellos también. Y además es una carta extremista. No pueden decir de Maduro que tiene armas de destrucción masiva. Entonces sacan los relatos que han sacado hollywoodenses, donde Maduro es el malo de la película y los buenos son ellos. Y entonces van a mandar a su ejército. Buscan por la vía de la intimidación militar sacar la cara por la ultraderecha, por la extrema derecha, por los intereses imperiales, porque internamente los hemos derrotado.
I wonder the support we have around the region of Venezuela. Some of the other countries probably support us. If you want to get rid of the immigrants, why not a 20-year relocation program where we make sure everyone... What do you mean a 20-year relocation program? How much money would that cost? That's not doable with the situation we have. You're down for Trump 2032? Oh, brother. You're down for Trump when he's 95 years old? We're paying people to self-deport, and then we're giving them a path. Yeah, we are paying them to self-deport because it costs less if you give them $1,000 versus the expending resources on ICE to deport them. They say it costs like $20,000 to deport a single illegal. So, like, due process, of course they're getting fucking due process. Look how much money it costs to deport them. Raising minimum wage reduces the value of other higher tier jobs. Well, it's going to have a negative ripple effect for sure. Your immigration policy, since they call us Nazis anyways, use SS policy, go house to house, business to business, and deport every single illegal. You just wonder, I mean, they're able to perform these raids. Obviously, they have some type of intel on where many of these illegals are. I wish we could get an accurate number on the amount of it, because if you get an accurate number on the illegals, we can say, all right, let's devise a plan, and you have to hit a number a certain year. But it is insane in terms of how challenging it is to deport these people within budget. I mean, now they've got a $175 billion budget within ICE, and they might get to 1 million per year deportations. That doesn't include self-deportation, but still. And I don't even think they're going to get to 1 million a year. Like, the amount they have to expend to even deport 1 million a year is enormous, like, relative to... I mean, it makes sense that our budget would be this big because of how big our economy is on deportation. And also, we have the most illegal immigrants out of anyone.
Meek Noctem tipped 50 Swedish krona through Super Chat. Post-MAGA politics will be about debt. Fiscal conservatism is the next revolution as the US can't escape its rising deficit.
No, I agree with you 100%. Well, it's the overall debt is big, and you're right. It is. You have to get rid of the deficit, and it'll help with. But the amount of debt is becoming too much. We can't service it. The servicing of it is going to get to a point to where it will be a debt spiral. So they're going to have to do something. But I mean, the point that you're right. No one really has gotten serious about that. I mean, I guess Bill Clinton, but ever since 2001, the Middle Eastern wars. What is that, like $5? Swedish money? Swedish fish? DHS is capping about the self-deportation numbers. I think they have to be. They have to be. I mean, the administration has lied about other stuff, I remember. So I'm very skeptical on that. I don't know. I find it hard to believe it's 1.6. Entitlements will have to get reformed. Yeah, but it's just the sheer amount of entitlements we give out is not sustainable either. Medicare, Medicaid, Social Security. What's the actual worst case scenario? The problem is if the debt continues to rise, if the deficit is $2 trillion, it's going to cost more and more and more and more and more to service it. It just goes up and up and up and up. And at a certain point, you're not going to be able to stop it. You're not proposing concentration camps or anything, just same exact tactics to find and deport illegals. If you are harboring them, employing them, you are guilty of treason. Well, I think, how about some of these people getting hit with obstruction charges or something, these protesters? They're obstructing ICE. ICE is going into these liberal cities trying to deport illegals, and they can't do it properly because of the obstruction of these protesters. Then these protesters don't get arrested, and apparently the reporters get arrested instead. This is all local PD bullshit because these are liberal cities, and their fucking police forces are all liberal, and they're told to do this. I mean, that's the same issue we had with the LAPD. When they decided to deploy the National Guard on them. I'll try and find this clip for you, man.
Authoritarians, I'm learning, take about 18 to 22 months to consolidate power. This administration is moving.
You're learning. It's like she's fucking in a social studies class or something.
Fast, which means we have to move fast. We have to do everything we can to stop what's happening before it becomes the norm, before it becomes institutionalized. And, a lot of sectors of our society are being attacked. But as my father and Judy Garland and scores of other major stars in the 50s knew. Freedom is in our bones. Freedom of speech is essential to creatives, to storytellers, as we are, and we're going to fight.
Like when liberals ban Trump off of everything.
And we're going to show we have the capacity, because we're so creative, to come up with CNN, creative, nonviolent, non-cooperation against resistance.
What?
And model that for the rest of the country. This is a time, you know, when CNN? I accepted my Screen Actors Guild Life Achievement Award, you know, I said, we all watch documentaries of you know, like the lunch counter sit-ins in Mississippi and Tennessee, and people being beaten, dogs attacking them, etc., and wondered, would I have been as brave? This is our documentary moment right now. We don't have to ask ourselves anymore, are we going to be brave enough to stand up? Because the only thing that can stop this is this massive movement of people, nonviolent.
We've dealt with a massive movement of people. It's mass immigration over the past 50 years. Ban non-citizens from buying food, shelter, and water. Declare martial law. Arrest all people helping non-citizens, including lawmakers, mayors, and cops. Well, I mean, we'll see what ends up happening. They really have to start coming down on some of these people. I agree. If you want it to be solved.
And unified. And that's what we're trying to encourage and inspire. And we're starting with, we're doing it within the entertainment industry. And hopefully it will be inspiring.
You know someone that got the O1 visa? Should they be deported? Well, the O1 visa is a very exclusive visa. It's a very valuable visa, the O1. They would not be deported if they got an O1 visa. That's temporary visa status. Very likely an Indian, I'm guessing. Would you say if the administration doesn't do the Obama numbers with deportation with this campaign, promise be a total failure? Well, it's just not. Again, Obama did not deport the amount of people that it says he did because of the way in which deportations were counted. They counted border turnaways as deportations under Obama. That's why it looks like he had so many. They don't do that under Trump. They haven't done that. You know, it's really not a deportation. A border turnaway is not a deportation, but that's the way they were counted under Obama. And also, Obama inherited Bush's deportation policy anyways. Barack and Michelle Obama celebrating 33 years of marriage today. Yeah, they got some marriage problems apparently. We really can't say Trump isn't doing enough on deportations. You literally see it every single day. Well, just consider this. The budget, I mean, the big, beautiful bill, the budget is $175 billion. You can't ask for, it's never been anywhere close to that. That's a record for ICE. It's blown out of the water. It's blown out of the water. Remember when Obama went on Kimmel and told Trump at least he would go down as a president? That was like the mean tweet segment. Yeah. Played the Ludnick. I already played it, bro. I played the Howard Ludnick clip yesterday.
I want to thank the countries that helped me put this together. Qatar, Turkey, Saudi Arabia, Egypt, Jordan. and so many others. So many people fought so hard. This is a big day. We'll see how it all turns out. We have to get the final word down in concrete. Very importantly, I look forward to having the hostages come home to their parents and having some of the hostages, unfortunately, you know the condition they're in.
Best digital ID. We need to have 0 non-citizens in the USA. No, you don't want to. Now you're starting to sacrifice. You're starting to sacrifice the personal freedom now. But the thing is they would be investigations to find. There's only so many you can find easily, anyways. That's the exact same thing they're proposing in the UK. Is they're saying we're going to do digital ID or whatever because then illegals won't be able to work legally in the UK.
Come home likewise to their parents because their parents wanted them just as much as though that young man or young woman were alive. So I just want to let you know that this is a very special day, maybe unprecedented in many ways. It is unprecedented, but thank you all, and thank you all to those great countries that helped. We were given a tremendous amount of help. Everybody was unified in wanting this war to end and seeing peace in the Middle East, and we're very close to achieving that. Thank you all, and everybody will be treated fairly.
So Trump with no mention of Israel there. If you guys don't like digital ID, then you're not serious about immigration, voter registration, and fraud. That's bullshit. I mean, there's a lot of European countries that don't have digital ID, and they don't have the issues with fraud in elections. A lot of it just comes down to the voter ID. You don't need digital ID. You need voter ID. Yeah, digital ID is never a road you want to go down, even if you have power when it's implemented. You could very easily lose power to liberals. The way it's a massive leverage thing that would be given to the government. It's a big problem. And you may think, well, Trump will use it the right way, and it won't be really, but these things get elevated. It escalates into more and more and more. I saw they discovered a water planet. They discovered a super Earth water planet. Imagine an entire planet just covered in ocean. And there's just life in the water. I mean, there's got to be life in the water. The Interstellar one? Yeah, but the Interstellar one, that was really shallow water. I think that was a really small planet. I don't know. I don't know how big that planet was in Interstellar that they landed on. Miller's planet. That had to have been a very small planet just from looking at it, just getting a gauge on it. I mean, with those type of waves. They said it had those waves because of how its proximity to the black hole or something. I mean, how does it have that big that how do you have those tidal waves if it's only like 2 feet deep? Think about it. We need to have another Interstellar type movie. They might as well just make an Interstellar 2 at this point. I mean, they say, well, they shouldn't do that. But I mean, what else is there to... They don't do anything. They don't do anything. They don't make any movies. They haven't been a space movie in 4 years. The last space movie, I think, was like Alien Covenant. Oh no, it was like the fucking First Man or whatever with the mission to orbiting Earth or something. Or orbiting Mars or something. First Man or something. It was Alien Romulus, dude. I don't. That's not. It wasn't even in theaters, was it? Alien Romulus was. It's a streaming movie. It was very low budget. Alien Romulus. When will the first movie about Elon Musk come out? I mean, it's just, what would it be about? I mean, what has SpaceX done? SpaceX has got to get to Mars, and then there'll be a movie about it. If not digital ID, then we send ICE to houses. Well, I mean, what's the easiest way to do it?
Pronouns _ she _ it tipped $5 through Super Chat.
What
Do
the
you
fuck?
remember the TikTok Terry song couple years ago? Chicago is outraged because an ICE agent said F them kids. Smiley face emoji. Smiley face emoji. Smiley face emoji.
Ha! Thank you for the donation. Woke Star Wars, does that count? Now, the Star Wars is just a grift at this point. They made too many of them. They made too many Star Wars movies. Interstellar prequel would actually be a great idea instead of Interstellar sequel. Yeah, all the missions. Yeah, no, that actually would be, because we could see other planets then. Because they went to like 6 planets, remember? The different astronauts. Is DACA still in place? Ask Juan. He's the expert on that shit. Will you watch the Obama movie with Denzel Washington? Is there seriously an Obama movie coming out? You know, I watched the one Trump. I thought the Trump movie. What was the Trump movie that came out in 2024? The Apprentice, or something. What was that movie? Yeah, that was a very negative portrayal of Trump. Ah, come on, really? Have you seen that movie? Yeah, this is, come on. Everything Elon Musk says about sending people to the Mars is retarded. We have AI spacecrafts now. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. That's a really retarded statement you just made. You understand, going to the Mars is about humanity's advancement. It's not about a fucking AI robot stepping foot on Mars. And that's the whole point of it, is for humans to step on Mars. It's humanity advancing onto another planet. And that's the only one we can do in our solar system. Realistically. Don't be depressed, please cheer up. Dude, with these donations. DACA's still here and it's being relaunched here with the DHS. Who asked? I don't know. Some dude wants a status update on it, apparently. Should we annex the moon if China tries to claim it first? Yeah, I mean, it depends. No, this is the moon. This is the moon. You know, under the space laws and all of the interstellar stuff, you're not allowed to annex it. You're not allowed to annex Antarctica. You're not allowed to annex the moon unless you have a space base on the moon. like Griffin Station. That would work. So once you get a space base on the moon, you can claim the territory. That's a good question. But also, you're not allowed to annex Greenland. No, that's definitely allowable. That's a forced annexation. Yeah, I think they're going to be setting up a base. The Chinese are obsessed with the moon. It's not going to happen for them. The U.S. is going to set up a base on the moon, probably in the mid-2030s, I would say. China, I don't think China really has a base. They don't have a real base. To have a base, it's got to be like an operation, and you got to have people on it, and you got to have actual infrastructure on Mars. Imagine we actually made a biodome on Mars. That would be impressive. What are your thoughts on abortion? I'm against abortion. Wait, what was the one thing Trump said? What would you do? What would you do? Remember when Trump was with Jerome Powell? And they were like, what would you do if a project was over budget? And then he's like, honestly, I'd fire him. Remember when Trump brought Jerome Powell that he's like, well, it's gone up by 2 million. The 7 billion is really 9 billion. You just included a whole nother building. It's part of the same. Yeah, but Morton was done 5 years ago. Dude, Jerome Powell was just lying his ass off. All right, man. Good night. I'll see you later. You've got important tests tomorrow. What would you do if you were over budget by $2 billion? I'd fire him. I don't know. What do you mean by Trump account? What is what Trump account? It's like one person spams something and then they just all copy it.
Hola, mi fellow Americanos, y bienvenidos al cierre de Schumer. That means welcome to the Schumer shutdown. We call it the Schumer siesta, right? It's the Schumer siesta. He put the government on siesta, crying Chuck. And El Hakimo Jefe Jeffries, we used to call him Dollar Store Obama, till we realized he's worth far less than $1. But they put the government on siesta to give illegal aliens your health care. We're not going to let it happen. I looked at both of them. I said, we're not going to let it happen. It's no bueno. I said, it's no bueno. They begged me. They said, but senor, por favor, please give illegal aliens the health care. I said, we're not going to do it. We're never going to do it. It's not going to happen. And they're also very upset about our big, beautiful sombreros. You look at them. These are the greatest sombreros the world has ever seen. We really have the best sombreros.
Don't worry, this is what Trump said. Everyone stop what you're doing and tune into my live stream. Yeah, you know I'd be getting spammed with like 5 billion comments if that happens.
Sombreros, and everybody wants one except Crying Chuck and El Hakimo, Hefe Jeffries. They don't want one, but they're going to wear one when all is said and done. We're going to end the siesta. We're going to reopen the government, and we will not give in to the demands of Chuck and El Jefe. We're not going to do that.
Have you seen this? Wait. I thought he posted the one where, like the, oh, it's right here. Oh man, I'm sorry. You. Oh man. 47 million interactions. Yeah, this one is legitimately good. The AI laugh. Trump's in love with AI tech. Yeah, this is what happens when boomers discover AI. Did Trump force them to have Diet Coke? Yeah, they got some nice Diet Coke there, it looks like. All right, guys, that's going to do it for this live stream. I'm going to end it there. It's about midnight. Play the Kirk clip.
Grandma, the Cubs just won the World Series. It's only you've been waiting your whole life for this. Grandma, the
Dude, I remember that series. That was dude, the Indians should have won that series. They were up 3-1, the Indians. I remember that. All right, guys. I will see you later. No, don't end. Blue Bean. Blue Beam? Blue Bean Productions.